Hi there, and welcome back to English Lessons with Inlingua, Vancouver. I'm Tash, and today I'm going to talk to you about my personal favourite kind of punctuation, the dash. Okay? The dash is this long guy, and you'll see them a lot in fiction writing, okay? Separating two parts of a sentence. And it can get a little bit confusing, so I hope that the lesson I've put together can help you understand why dashes are awesome and when to use them. So, last time we talked about parenthesis. Do you remember? A dash has a very similar purpose in a sentence to the parenthesis, but with a bit of difference. Okay? The parenthesis says this information is not important. Okay? You can put it to one side. Where the dash says this information is important. It adds emphasis, not takes it away. That's why I love the dash, because I'm a very excitable person. So, let's have a look at some of the ways that we use dashes. Their purpose is to link two parts of a sentence. Okay? Up here, I've got a sentence. Always use your seatbelt because it's the law. So there are two parts in this sentence, kind of, but at the moment we are joining them with this conjunctive adjective, because. Always use the seatbelt because it's the law. But if we want to make this sentence more exciting, spice it up, we can use a dash instead. Always use a seatbelt. Dash. It's the law. You'll see I rubbed that out so that I could bring this in close together. That's because we don't have spaces with a dash. Okay? It connects right onto the word, no space. So I wanted to make sure that that was clear. Here's another sentence. I gave you my last $20, so don't waste it. Two parts of a sentence joined with this word here, so. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to replace it with a dash. It's a really long dash. That dash is much too long, but I don't want to rub out all of this again. A normal dash is only a little, it's about the length of 2 letters, and you'll see it on the keyboard on the top right on an English keyboard. We can use the dash to really add emphasis to a sentence. Here, I'm using parenthesis. My grandmother bought me a puppy, an adorable bulldog, for my birthday. So the sentence, my grandmother bought me a puppy for my birthday, has this extra information, bonus information. And the parentheses, well, that is hiding that information. I really like that. I think it's really cool that it's a bulldog. I think that's really exciting. So instead of using parenthesis to hide it, we're going to use dashes to add excitement to the sentence. Now it sounds like, my grandmother bought me a puppy, an adorable bulldog, for my birthday. And you'll notice when you listen that I am using a little pause, as though it's a comma. Okay? We are talking about parentheses, we're talking about commas, and we're talking about dashes. And the way to think about them is that parenthesis hides the information, comma does nothing to the information, just tells you to breathe, very basic, and the dash, woohoo, draws excitement into the sentence. Similar purpose, okay? Hiding, pause, excitement, which is why the dash is the most fun. Sometimes we add a dash to clarify what we mean in a confusing sentence. Finally, Robin fell exhausted into bed on top of the cat. This is a little bit confusing in here. Robin fell into bed on top of the cat. Was the bed on the cat? Where's the cat? But it's also quite a dramatic sentence. And what we want to do is make sure that this pause is nice and dramatic. Finally, Robin fell exhausted into bed on top of the cat. That means we're focusing on this last part of the sentence, the most exciting part of the sentence. Robin fell exhausted into bed, fairly boring. On top of the cat, pretty exciting. So using a dash really draws in the focus on this part of the sentence. Then sometimes we use a dash if we have quite a long description and we want to spice it up a little bit instead of having lots and lots of commas. We don't want to lose any information, but we want to highlight the most important part. I love Beaver Creek, a small skiing town in Colorado with long runs. I love Beaver Creek. a small skiing town in Colorado with long runs. So here we are saying the fact that it's a small skiing town is the most exciting part of the sentence. Okay, sounds pretty cool. Small skiing town, I love skiing. Beautiful fish swam next to us, the colourful, tropical kind. Okay, we've got 2 commas, 3 clauses, getting a little bit confusing. Beautiful fish swam next to us, the colourful, tropical kind. So here, just by adding the dash, we don't even need an exclamation mark, because we already know that this is the focus, this is the exciting part of the sentence. And sometimes we use it if something gets really confusing, because we have lots of people involved or something. My best friend Mike is here. It's really easy. I can understand that sentence. Don't need a dash. My best friends Mike, Kevin, Brian, and Paul are here. So quite a lot of commas happening, lots of different bits. Okay. We could, if we wanted to, we could parentheses them, say these names aren't important. My best friends, Mike, Kevin, Brian, and Paul are here. Make it a little bit more boring. Or, if we want to sound excited, instead of these parentheses, we could separate it with dashes. And then it reads more like, my best friends Mike, Kevin, Brian, and Paul are here. Okay. Sound more exciting, drawing focus to the names of my friends. We also use it in dialogue, weirdly, to show hesitation. If someone's not quite confident in what they're saying, you can use a dash to show where they're taking a big pause, where they're maybe thinking, or like, not sure what to say next. Okay? Because it can get really boring to write out things like, these thinking sounds we make. They do have written versions, but a lot of the time it's much better to use a dash to show that hesitation moment instead of using a word that's not really a word. So this sentence, I studied enough. Well, I think I did. I probably did. I hope I did. So I keep talking, but there's these long pauses where I'm kind of second thinking about what I'm talking about. I think I did. I hope I did. Ooh, did I? Not sure. Okay. The dash shows where I am hesitating, where I don't continue to talk. Okay. It makes our sentence more interesting and shows more emotion in the sentence than just a comma. I could say, I studied enough, comma, well, I think I did, comma, I probably did, comma, I hope I did. But it doesn't carry the same hesitation, okay? It's just like a little breath. It doesn't show that the person says a big pause between their words. I studied enough. Well, I think I did. Oh, I hope I did. Showing this big pause makes our sentence more interesting. And finally, we sometimes use it in summary of an idea. Red, white, and blue. Those are the American colors. So we're connecting, I'm going to do it in red because it's more exciting. We're connecting this explanation to our introduction. Okay? They're very strongly connected. And we're using a dash to show that it's a summary of the first idea. Red, white, and blue. Those are the American colors. Red, white, and blue. Those are the French colors. Red, white, and blue. Those are the British colors. We're connecting these ideas together with a more exciting form of punctuation than just a comma. And last example here, I've got victory. That's the name of the game. So again, I'm using a dash to connect the summary of why I'm using this first word, and I'm using a dash to make it more exciting, more interesting. Not a comma, victory, that's the name of the game. Okay. Victory, that's the name of the game. Really changing the focus in the sentence and using this dash to add some excitement. So, my favorite form of punctuation, dash. Try not to overuse it. You can get too excited and use it too many times. Remember, the comma is the basic connection. The parenthesis is to hide the information, and the dash is to focus on it. So you can't focus on every single line. Okay? You can't have excitement in every single part of your writing. You have to think about which parts really need that extra oomph that you can get from a dash. Dashes can also help you cut down on the number of exclamation marks you use. And that's really good, especially in formal writing where exclamation marks are seen as a little bit bad to use too much. So, I hope this has helped you with your use of dashes, and if you want to leave me some comments with some sentences involving some focus, using the dash to show which part of your sentence is in focus, that would be awesome. See you next time. Thanks for joining me.